Hey everybody, welcome back to the Getting It Wrong podcast, where we unlearn harmful ideals, beliefs, and ideologies that we might be holding on to, and we get practical ways to live a more holistic and balanced lifestyle. And we embrace our mistakes here because getting it wrong is the first step to getting it right. I am your co-host, Gabby.
And I'm Morgan. Let's get into it.
Let's get into it. Hey guys, welcome back to the Getting It Wrong podcast. I am your co-host, Gabby. Or is that in the intro? I forgot.
That's in the intro.
Oh my gosh. Well, you heard it twice. I'm Gabby. That's Morgan. And we are going to combine our Wellness Wednesday and Must Know Mondays. We are going to try just doing one episode a week instead of two.
Yes, exactly. And then hopefully with us doing it that way, you'll see us on social media a little more. We're trying. We started trying. We're doing okay. Starting now-ish.
Starting now. Check us out.
Yeah, the goal is to be a little more engaged.
Yes, ma'am.
Exactly. Yeah, so I'm excited to be back. We didn't get a lot of feedback. We got a little bit of feedback.
A little bit.
It could have been better. But we did get a letter, so I'll take that. So we still have a letter for you guys today. Keep writing, guys. Keep writing. But yeah, happy dang, what's today? Monday. Happy Monday.
Happy Monday.
I hope you guys had a good week. That's when, yes, exactly. You guys are listening, and it is Monday, coming to you with the smooth.
I was like, okay, we're getting really
storm.
I love it.
Quiet storm. Where it's starting off your Monday peaceful and creepy.
Well, we just hope that we're bringing a little bit of joy to your Monday. We know Mondays can be rough.
Amen.
And we hope your Monday is a little less rough because of us.
Amen. Amen. This is what we're here for. Yes. So let's jump into it. We're gonna jump into the hot topic. So guys, I don't know if you saw Keke Palmer. She actually had a post. I saw it on the Shade Room, and it was kind of interesting. I'm gonna read it to you. We want to hear your thoughts, or Gabby's thoughts. We can't hear you guys right now. So anyway, hold on. So she posted, "No means no, even when it doesn't pertain to sex. I was at the bar the other day and this girl asked me 3 times for a picture, and I told her 3 times nicely that I did not want to take one with her. She still proceeded to film me against my will." Next post. If I went off on her, I would have been wrong. So I just nervously laughed while my privacy was invaded upon. And then she kept going.
There's more.
Right. So then another one. Clearly, I'm still upset about it because I hated that I smiled, but that is my defense mechanism to laugh or joke in an uncomfortable situation, and it misleads people every time. Literally, I could be wanting to scream, and on the outside, I'm still performing. The fact that I tell people no at all is therapeutic progress for me, laughing but very serious. Creating boundaries can sometimes be so difficult, but when you people please or always try to avoid conflict, you let yourself down every time. Good luck to all those who struggle with this from time to time. If you ever want a picture with me and I say no, let's just rock. Let's hold on. Let's learn how to read. No, okay, let me run it back. So if you ever want a picture with me and I say no, let's just let that rock. I read it well, guys.
Yes, A+, A for effort.
Right. Yeah, but man, I identify with this. But I'm gonna let you go first. Gabby, what do you think?
What do I think? I think she's right. It can be difficult setting boundaries, first of all, and then the fact that you had the courage enough to set these boundaries, and then someone
Girl.
disregards it like that.
Girl.
I feel like that can be a traumatizing experience.
Yes. And it's like, it's so important to be able to do that. So then when somebody like blatantly disregards it, it's like, it's like you almost like feel like you can't do it again. It's like, how am I going to keep trying this? Even though I know it's the right thing to do to like set my boundaries, it's the best thing for me. But like, how am I like, it's discouraging, basically. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's like you kind of just have to know how to move. Like if you set a boundary and someone disregards it, I'm like, you either remove yourself from the situation or I don't know, what is your other option? I feel like you just have to remove yourself or
Yeah.
I don't know,
Yeah. Yeah.
throw hands.
That's an option. That is an option.
But why
Yes.
is it? I mean, it brings up the question, why is it so hard to set boundaries? Like,
Because
why is it
people
so
act like
hard?
that. That's what I feel like that's what people's fear is. It's like if I try and set the boundaries, somebody's gonna like blatantly disregard my boundary, or they're not gonna like me. And I think with her being like a celebrity, there's like an added like people expect you to be performing, people expect you to be who you are on TV or on social media all of the time. So yeah, that it just adds to it. And I don't know. Yeah, I feel like and I feel like it's such a normal reaction, like what she did, where she just like kind of like laughed it off, like I'm uncomfortable,
Yeah.
but I'm gonna laugh.
I do
I
that all
that
the time.
exactly. I completely get it. Um, and I think also, just to kind of take a step back, I think it was a great point because you know how people talk about consent with when it comes to like rape, when it comes to dating and things like that, but they're not necessarily saying like consent is for more, like she said, consent is for more than just sex. Like when I hear that, I also think about um like okay, if you have a pregnant woman and like people will like, I don't know if you experience this, luckily I did not, or else I, like you said, we've been throwing hands, but people people like that are pregnant, they like will experience somebody just touching their stomach without asking.
Oh
Or
no.
like, and I know it's
Mm-mm.
like, oh, it's an impulse, but like you're grown, so no excuse.
Ugh.
Like you can't the just the entitlement to put your hands on somebody in it, or
Right?
like I don't
First
get
of
it.
all, I'm like, people don't always have, I don't trust everybody's energy. And just to have anybody come up to me and just touch
Girl,
me, transferring their energy to me and my unborn child, like,
girl,
like, who do you think you are? I don't know
that's a whole
you.
nother aspect. I see, I didn't even think about it like that. I just literally don't want nobody touching me,
I
like
mean,
the
as you
germs,
should. Yes.
yeah, and just the disregard of like how you feel and who you are as a human, to just like
Yeah.
just it's so disrespectful.
Very
And it
disrespectful.
makes
It's the entitlement.
that's what it is. That's like the part that irritates me the most. It's like the audacity
The audacity.
to just put your hands on somebody. Like, where is this coming from? But yeah, I feel you, Keke. I feel you. Oh, you know what else? People will do that to
What?
your kids. I remember people like coming up to try and touch my baby, and you got a new baby. Did you experience that?
Did I? I
Like
think when I
strangers
first
trying
had
to,
Nia, strangers, no,
girl,
no.
strangers will come and try and touch your baby.
Like
No,
your
family members
fresh
will do it
baby.
too.
I was
Yeah,
gonna
I
say,
mean,
like, I had issues with family members.
like people in the store. Oh, she's so cute. They'll come and try and like touch your hand or something, and I'm like, nigga, back up.
Mm.
No, that definitely happened.
Uh-uh.
I I'll slap a hand so quick. Like you don't touch people's kids. That should be a given, but it's not. It's not.
I know. I've had issues with like people trying to touch my hair. Like
I knew it.
I deal with that all the time. I feel like just a few years ago, I've gotten to the point where I realized that like that's not okay. Mm-hmm. Like I would say probably maybe about like 4 or 5 years ago, like someone had to tell me like that wasn't okay because I've had to deal with it like for so long.
Yeah.
So it was
You
kind
kind
of
of got
just like, yeah, it was kind of just like normal to me. And somebody was just like, no, don't let them do that.
Don't let them do that. No, really, because it's just like, no, I get it. Like, cause I mean, we went to school together. People will, yeah, like, cause your hair was different from a lot of other people in school. So, yeah, they would just come and touch your hair, and it's like, what are you doing?
Right. I think it was this day. I was in Houston, right? It was this Hispanic lady. She didn't speak any English. And she was just making a huge deal about my hair. And she was just like all over me and just like touching it and just like this, and that. And I made a post about it on Facebook. And someone was like, no. They were like, even if she's just because she's not white, or it was like she doesn't get any passes, like she should, these people need to know that like it's not okay to just come up and touch your hair. Like it's not okay. No, and I'm just like, not. You're right. It's like it never exactly. I'm like, no. You know what?
You're darn Skippy. Nobody else. Nobody. That was the last one.
That's the last time.
Right.
Somebody comes up to me and touches my hair.
Really? Yeah, no, that's funny though. Somebody had to bring it to your attention because it did. I'm sure it happened all your life. People were just like, "Oh, this looks nice." It's just bold.
And it's just like, and it also made me think about how much disrespect that people let slide just because it's something that is normal to them.
Amen. No, you're 100% correct. It's like because you have to learn. Like I don't think people learn from like a young age. Like people should not be touching you. You should be able to put up your boundaries. Like that's something you have to be. It has to be instilled in you from a young age. Like you're not going to know unless people bring it to your attention, or unless you just unless it gets to that point
where you just like
one or the other. Exactly. And then you look crazy. And that's right. I think that's also what she was experiencing. She was like, if I snap, then I'm wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we're not going to talk about this girl just recording me like I'm not a human. Like, girl, I'd be like, where's the money?
Right.
I'm a professional. I should be paid.
I feel like that segues us into our wellness topic a little bit, because we were talking about how you have to learn as a child boundaries, like what's okay, what's not okay. And for our wellness segment, we're going to talk about boundaries with children, boundaries with kids, and like how we can develop those boundaries in children and the importance of developing boundaries in children.
Exactly.
Yeah. So first we can talk about the importance. I feel like we kind of touched on it a little bit earlier, but I was reading this book called Boundaries with Kids by Dr. Henry Cloud. This is the same author of the book we talked about in our first episode where we talked about boundaries.
Okay.
So this doctor has different books, boundaries, just the general boundaries book. They have boundaries with kids, boundaries in marriage, boundaries. I think he has another boundary book as well, but I want to read them all. And I was so excited when we talking about this stuff, because I'm like, now I have a reason to read the book. So I do have a few notes on this, but I really liked how they talked about when your boundaries are clear with your children. So if you have clear boundaries with your children, they develop certain qualities and characteristics. And a few of those characteristics and qualities are they have a well-defined sense of who they are. They know what they are responsible for in the world and within themselves. They have the ability to choose. And they understand if they choose well, then things work out. And if they choose wrong, then they have to suffer the consequences. I shouldn't say choose wrong, but choose poorly. They suffer the consequences. Mm-hmm. And then the last thing they said, which I was a little bit confused about at first when I first saw it. One of the qualities was the possibility of true love based in freedom. So when I heard that, I was like, so exactly. I was like, so what exactly do they mean by that?
Right.
But I thought about it a little bit further. And I thought, when you love your child, you give them freedom to make mistakes and to grow, but within certain boundaries.
Right. That's true.
So I believe if you are able to give your child that freedom to grow and make mistakes and still love them within those boundaries, because I feel like boundaries are love.
Exactly.
I feel like that makes a well-rounded adult, and they can know how to love, because what they learn as children, they take into adulthood. So they can love within those boundaries as adults, within their boundaries.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
No, it does. Yeah.
Because I was just making that up as I was talking. So
it does make sense. Yes. You're doing it.
I'm doing it well. But yeah, so I think that's super important, because as a parent, as I was reading this book, they made an amazing point of how a lot of parents are parenting just for right now. Yeah, but also so being a parent, it's so easy to do it that way.
It's so hard to like focus about like, I'm gonna let you go on, but it is hard to like look towards the future and be like, this is what we need to do now to make sure things work out then. Lord.
Yes, ma'am. But lucky for you guys, I have some resources. Okay. But so they talk about the importance of parenting for the future. And I'm going to, before I get into the resources that I have, I want to share a story that they shared in the book. One of the reasons I really love Dr. Henry Cloud's books is they always have amazing stories and examples. So there was a story of them being at a friend's house having dinner, I believe. One of the husband was like on a business call, and the wife excused herself to like go clean up a little bit. So this person was just like chilling, and then went to go see if the wife needed some help with whatever chores they were doing. So they find the wife, and the wife is like in the 14-year-old son's room, like cleaning and picking up things. And so the person who went to help asks, is like, what are you doing? They're like, oh, I'm cleaning my son's room. And right. And the person's like, why? Like, exactly. I feel sorry for like your son's wife. You know, like whenever he decides to have a wife.
Man.
And the wife that was like cleaning the son's room, like stopped cleaning, like walked out into the hallway, and the person was like, oh no, did I say something wrong? So the person goes out into the hallway where the wife is, and it's kind of just like awkward silence. And the wife was just like, I literally never thought about it that way. Because that's an example of like just parenting for the right now, instead of looking towards the future, and like thinking about like the values and characteristics that you're instilling in your child by the way that you're parenting.
Yeah. And I feel like that's also like, that's like I do that too. And it's like the controlling version of me. Cause I'm like, I want this clean right now. And it's a temporary solution. That's what it is. It's like, okay, the easiest way to get this clean is for me to clean it, because if I ask her to clean it, it's going to take all day. And practicing those tasks, while it's very important, we need to do it. Sometimes we're like, all right, you start, I'll finish. You know, like you're trying to find like a compromise, because the temporary solution is so satisfying at that time.
Right. So, it's so satisfying in your mind. It's like, it is easier. It is easier for right now for me to just do this. but it's like you literally have to, even if not all the time, I'm not even going to say that. I'm not even going to say not all the time, because I feel like you have to have consistency as well.
If you tell yourself all the time, it works out a lot better later.
Yes.
Because if you start slipping this time and next time and the time after that, you just slip. It's a slippery slope.
It's a slippery slope. And I did want to share a resource of a YouTuber that I've been following for 7 years. I don't know if I've mentioned her before. I probably have, because I love her. Her name is JDA, and I'm definitely going to link her YouTube channel here.
Okay.
She has so many videos on like teaching children, like academically, and teaching them values and teaching them how to have good character. And she homeschools like all of her kids. I think she has like 3 or 4 children. I love her structure. I love the way she does everything that she does. And so she also has a video on like boundaries and with children. And I just want to share like a couple of solutions or practical things that I feel like all parents can do or maybe develop for whatever age their child is. So one thing I think is amazing that she does is that she kind of sets her home up like a classroom, like not exactly like a classroom, but you know how like in a kid's classroom, they have rules in the classroom, like no hitting, or, you know, I don't know. I can't think of any other ones.
Like
but
one person talk at a time.
Exactly.
That
kind of thing. She also has those kind of rules in her house.
Okay.
That's how she sets the standard and has clear boundaries in her home. So for an example, she has is like no running in the house, or like she has a lot of children. So she's like, no hitting or fighting with your siblings, or do not take something that does not belong to you, or something like that. And she has different rules that develop different characteristics in their children. So for an example, that something that I do is like, I want to build like structure and cleanliness. So when we get in the house, I make sure Nia always takes off her shoes, her jacket, but it doesn't stop there. Like she has to put them in her room, like in the closet or in like the shoe holder, you know, like everything has a place. Like that's something that I try to instill in her, because if not, shoes will be all over the floor, jacket in the bathroom sitting on top of the toilet. I'm just like, what's happening right now?
How this get here?
Why did you? Exactly. And you have to be consistent. It's so hard, because I feel like I have to remind her almost every single day. And I'm just hoping and praying that one day or 1 week, like I won't even have to say it, and she'll already everything will already be like where it needs to be.
Yeah. And then it's crazy, because when they want to get it right, they will. It's like, you'll just magically be like, oh, you woke up. I remember one morning, Zara just randomly woke up. She was like, Mommy, I already went to the bathroom, brushed my teeth. And it was like another task we usually do in the morning. She was like, yep, I'm all done. Or, she put on like her robe, or changed into something, like changed her clothes or whatever. And I was like, what? You're done? I thought I woke up all late and you're done. Like, it's such a beautiful thing when they just like decide to get it right.
I'm trying to figure out what I can do to help her get it right, because I feel like she knows what to do, but she just doesn't want to do it. It's like, no, seriously, because a part of being a parent is teaching a child how to do things on their own.
Yeah.
That's a part of like boundary setting, and like giving a kid the freedom to, you know, know their limits, know what they can do, what they can't do. And it's like, I know that Nia can wake up in the morning. I know she knows how to brush her teeth. I know she knows how to use the potty and put her clothes on. And if she wanted to, she could pour herself a bowl of cereal and she'd be good.
For real.
But for some reason, I feel like I have to remind her every single little step of the way.
Because she don't want to.
Because
if she wanted to, it's literally if they want to, they will get it done. They don't be wanted to. Or it's not even like a malicious I don't want to. It's like I am focused on other things as a child, and that's my interest. So remembering that is like less important to me. I told myself not to put this hand in the camera. Ignore my nails.
I didn't even notice until you said it.
I was struggling. I told myself to fix it. I did not. Anyway,
it's fine.
Kind of. This hand's cute, guys.
We're kind of going off on a tangent because I was going to start talking about how to build intrinsic motivation in children, but that's not what we're talking about today. We are talking about boundaries. And but yes, boundaries that you want to instill in children. Cleanliness, structure, do not put your hands on other people. Something that I think a lot of children, you have to teach a lot of children is like, don't steal. Because I feel like kids see something and they want it. So they're like, oh, okay, I'm going to take it. So it's not something built. Children aren't built with the moral value of, I should not take this because it does not belong to me. That is a boundary that you have to set with children so they know that that is not okay.
You sound like you got a story.
I do have I have stories of getting back in the car from Target and seeing her playing with something in the back seat. And I'm like, where did you get that from?
Yep.
And she'd be like, Target?
The store.
I'm like, no, ma'am. And there's been times when we've already been driving back home and I'm just like, it is what it is. But if we're still in that Target parking lot, I'm like, we're taking it back. It's like, you have to know that that's not okay.
Like I'll make her tell the cashier, like, I'm sorry I took this. I didn't know that this was like, we've had to go in and say, I'm sorry. Like we didn't know and we're learning, but this is something I took and I did not pay for it. So I need to give this back to you. We've had to have that conversation with the cashier and they looking like, all right.
Okay. I'm like, is that beneficial? Should I have her talk to the cashier?
Because then it's like you on blast. If you don't want to keep having this conversation, you need to understand that you did not buy this.
Whatever works.
It don't happen. I don't think it. No, it don't happen anymore.
Yeah. I can't remember the last time it's happened, but that is a problem that we have had on many occasions.
It's always the chapstick for us. I'm like, girl, you don't even like wearing it.
The chapstick.
But I ask you to wear it, you don't wear it. But yes, boundaries. Yeah, I feel like yes, it is a whole. We can go on and on and on. I think for me, the most important thing is not just like the limitations with Zara, like that is very important, but then also like I want her to be set up to go out in the world. So like kind of like what we talked about with Keke, like, you know, I want her to feel confident in telling people to respect, like telling her friends, like to respect her boundaries. It was one specific situation where I was like so proud of Zara because she could have just been like, I don't know, and not like spoken up, but she chose to. So like this girl, it was her friend, her friend Bitter. Not like a bad one, it was like a playful, they were like playing and I guess her friend was like thought that was going to be fun and Zara was like nah. And she told the teacher and I was like, I'm proud of you because I mean like again she wasn't hurt but she she told her teacher and I was like, you know, I'm proud of you because you could have like not stood up for yourself and you know just went ahead and let the girl keep playing rough, but you were like, even though this is my friend, you're still going to be my friend after this, I'm not going to allow it. And I was like, very good. That's like just important for me to like know that she's going out there, she knows how to stand up against these other kids. She's one of the only Black girls. I'd be like, don't let people touch your hair. Like, I'm sure they're going to be interested, but you're the only one with beads and they want to play with them. But it's just like respecting your space. Just tell them no, because it's not fun for people to be all in your hair all the time. It's not. So,
Right.
yeah.
And another thing that I learned, well, I feel like a lot of things that I read and I learn, when you read it, it's like common sense, but sometimes you just don't think about it. But it's like a lot of boundaries. It all starts at home. So you have to allow your child to set boundaries with you and stand up to you if you want them to be able to stand up to other people when they go out in the world. Within reason, of course.
Yeah, absolutely. That's 100% true. Like they'll, you know how like when we were younger, even if you ain't one of kids, like you have to be like, go give your auntie the old weird looking person. Not that my aunties are older and weird, by the way. Yeah, cute. But you know,
right, if you're listening.
if you're listening, you're cute. My aunties are cute, by the way. But yeah, they'd be like, oh, why you ain't want to give so-and-so a hug? And you just like, man, I'm trying to go play with my cousins. Like,
right.
I'm not worried about this hug. Like, I'm not trying to be disrespectful to my elders, but like just forcing people to do stuff that they don't want to do. Like I feel like our generation is learning, like, don't make kids go give people a hug or a kiss if they don't want to. Like, I think we're learning. It's not, we don't have to force them into doing stuff they don't want to do. Not unnecessarily, you know? And it helps with those.
It really does. Just the other day, because Nia has like a spelling bee coming up. So I'm like, Nia, do you want to practice your spelling words? Because we were at a friend's house and I was like, do you want to show so-and-so your spelling words? And we were like all excited. Everyone was like, yeah, show us your spelling words. And Nia was just like, no. And we were just like,
she don't be worried about y'all.
We were just like, okay, that's okay. Yeah, and I feel like maybe fair. In previous generations, they would have like, come over here and
girl, show us that and show everybody this dance. Yeah, I learned. It was the show us how you do that dance. Yeah. Show us your spelling words. Read it to everyone. Like, I think, like just allowing them to say no, especially to adults, because that becomes important when you get into like the creepy family member that, you know, not everybody has a creepy family member. I'm just saying, like, it becomes important when it has to do with like them being able to tell adults no when adults are doing things that are not right. That's really one thing I really want to teach Zara. Like, you know, if you are afraid to tell an adult no and you know they're doing something that's not right, make sure you tell me, because you ain't gonna be nowhere without me. I'm gonna say that now. It's not gonna be too many places you're gonna be without me. So like, at least not right now. So yeah, anyway, just being able to do the right thing, even if an authority figure is telling you to do the wrong thing, also very important.
Yeah. Very, very important. And also teaching them what certain boundaries are, because remember how we were saying before how I didn't know that it was, you know, disrespectful for, you know, people to be touching my hair because it was something I was used to. It's like, I feel like the hard part about being a parent is because it's like you kind of have to be like all knowing. I mean, that's why they say it takes a village, because it's impossible to be all knowing. But it's like you kind of have to teach them boundaries that they don't even know that they need yet. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like, you know, teaching them about, you know, their private areas and like where people should not be touching. If someone's touching you and it feels uncomfortable, it's okay to move their hands, tell them no, tell them stop. And it's just like, sometimes I worry that it's like, what am I? But it's like, you can't.
What am I missing? You can't.
Exactly. Like, what am I missing? I know I'm missing something. It's impossible to know everything, but you just have to trust that you're doing the best that you can, because you are, hopefully. And there's always room to grow and learn as a parent. And that's what I'm learning. The way that we read or research something that we want to know more about, I feel like we have to be just as active when it comes to like parenting, or actually all aspects of my life. Really, I've been reading more books when it comes to parenting, relationships, all types of self-help books, because we don't know everything. There's always more to learn. And even reading these books, I still don't know everything, but
Yeah.
I feel like I have to try.
Yeah, I mean, for real, that's what it's all about. Just making an effort to do the best you can. Yep, that's what it's all about. But yeah.
Yes,
Um,
ma'am. Oh, well, I don't want to keep bouncing around all over the place, but because we were talking about like characteristics that we wanted to instill in children with boundaries.
mhm.
And I know I talked about cleanliness, but another important one is helpfulness and like contributing to the home.
Yeah.
So like if a child is eating and they're done, a boundary and a rule could be to put the leftover food in the trash, put the dish in the sink.
Yep. Mhm.
Because just imagine like just being a parent and everyone's done eating and leaves their everything on the table. You know, it's like you have
Right.
to contribute, be helpful to the household because
Yep.
that helps the family unit run more smoothly.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, and then you talked about not letting Zara not letting people like touch on her hair and stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that falls into the like teaching your kids at home, like not to put their hands on other people, don't let other people put their
Yeah.
hands on you. Um, yeah, basically it all starts at home. If you want your child to have strong boundaries, that is
Mhm.
something that you have to, I feel like, first of all, you as a parent needs to have boundaries
Mhm.
because kids don't always, they don't do what you say, they do as they see.
That's
So
true.
if you don't have strong boundaries, more than likely your child is not going to have strong boundaries.
Yep. Yep. That's
It's,
100% correct.
it's
They
all
they
a
just
learning process.
yep, and they just model us.
They
So we got to
model
get it
us.
together so they can get it together.
Yes. And
Yeah.
he was being so mean to me the other day. And I was like, where did she get this from? I was like,
Oh,
have I been mean recently? Has she been watching me? Maybe. I don't know.
yep. Questions that need answers.
Questions that need answers. Because she was over there like, what are you doing? Why would you do that? And I'm like, do I talk to you this way?
Do you?
I don't know. I
Oh,
gotta talk to you. I gotta talk to your teacher. No.
right. We got to blame the teacher because it can't be
Right.
me.
It's not me.
There's no way.
Can't be. But
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah.
But that's all I
Okay.
have for, I mean, there's so much more to the book, to be
Oh
honest. So
yeah.
I definitely recommend that you guys read Boundaries with Kids by Dr. Henry Cloud. And we're definitely going to link JDA's channel because she gives so many amazing tips
Mm-hmm.
on how to raise children, how to teach children. She's the one who helped me teach Nia how to read. Like she has so many good resources. So
Yes. It was another
yes.
person. I just love her page. I want to see if I can find it. She's on TikTok and she it just does a great job of she's like a teacher and I think I sent you some of her stuff, Gabby. But like on TikTok, she just does a great job of just telling you about like how she's gentle parenting, how she covers like teaching kids boundaries and things like that. And since we're
Oh,
throwing out resources, I want to throw her
yes,
name out there
ma'am.
too.
That just reminded me of something else because you were saying how gentle parenting, which is something that I've taken a few courses, taken a few classes on, and I was just listening to JDA and she was talking about how you can have boundaries and teach your children without hitting them because
Mhm.
preserving the relationship is more important than results.
Mm.
Relationship over results.
Oh, that's a great point. Yeah. And that's why people are gearing towards like gentle parenting, getting out of like is it corporal punishment? Can't tongue
Yes.
twister. But yeah. Oh, also the girl, her name is on TikTok, it's at destiny.ann, and that's DESTINI.ANN. So
We'll link that
yeah,
too.
I love her. She just, yeah,
Okay.
her page is cool.
TikTok, Destiny. YouTube, JDA. I'm making notes so I don't forget to link anything.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we're
And
gonna get
I'm
better
gonna
at
link
that.
the book too. Mm-hmm.
Yay. Yes. So
All
guys.
right. And I hope you guys learned a little bit, or maybe this sparks a discussion that you guys can talk about. And we do want you to share. So if there are any boundaries that you have had trouble setting, you can share those with us. Are there any boundaries that you want to instill in your children? You can share that with us as well. You can email us at gettingitwrongpod@gmail.com, or you can talk to us on Twitter _ getting it wrong, or you can hit us up on Instagram at getting it wrong pod.
Yes, but we're not done. We still have a letter.
That's not the end.
Yes.
Who's our letter from?
Oh, see, I keep forgetting to like get names. What should we call her?
You choose the name this
Silk
time.
Press.
Okay, Silk Press.
Okay, Silk Press. So Silk Press says, "Hi, ladies. I just got my first Silk Press, and I've been wearing it in a cute body wave style. I usually wear braids and natural protective styles. I noticed more white guys and professionals have been approaching me lately. Now, keep in mind, I've been working at this new job in the business district for a month, and I really haven't gotten much attention at all. Could this be specifically because of my hair? Am I the only Black girl that experiences this? Do you think I am wrong for preferring this attention?" Almost. Oh,
Okay,
Silk Press.
So does she think she's wrong for preferring the attention that she gets when she has the silk press? The wavy.
I think that's what she thinks she's getting wrong. Just the preference, having that preference of having the silk press because of that attention. So guys, she feels like she's getting that wrong.
What do you think?
My only like, I think it's fine because, okay, first, to answer her question about, is it specifically about her hair? If I'm being honest, probably. Because no, you're not the only Black girl that experiences like different types of attention from guys or whatever when your hair is different. I've been seeing that a lot on TikTok actually. And
really?
Yeah, I've been seeing some people, well, not a lot, but I have seen some people like posting like, "Oh, I've gotten this attention when my hair is like this, or when I'm dressing like this specific way." And I'm like, is this a Black girl thing? I think to an extent it is with the hair, because we're like the only ones that change our hair drastically, you know? And I have experienced that, like when my hair is like more in my like afro natural natural style, I feel like I get more hotel attention versus like if my hair is like, this ain't a silk press, it's a wig, yeah, but you get it. It's giving silk press. It's giving like, or like yucky blowout type, you know. So anyway, when my hair is more like this, I feel like I do get different types of attention. Not necessarily like white guys, but like more like professional types of, I could see that. I can see exactly what she's talking about. She's not alone.
Yeah, she's not alone at all. Because like you said, Black women, they have the magical ability. No, I don't want to call it magical, but I mean it's our natural hair texture where it grows outwards, like in an afro type, curly type, kinky type texture. And it's totally different from straight hair. So when we switch it up, we get totally different responses. Yeah, and I've experienced the same thing really. The attention that I get when my hair is curly, I actually get a lot more attention when my hair is curly. I'm not going to lie, because it gets, especially when it used to be, when it wasn't as long. So it used to be more afro instead of like
Oh.
Instead of like.
Mm-hmm. I could see. Yeah. Yeah. How do I say this? I feel like if silk press, I think different textures get different attention also.
Mm-hmm.
So while I feel like all of the textures have beauty and they're dope and we all need to love and just love and acknowledge like how beautiful they are, different textures, looser textures will get different attention. And I think your hair is a little looser and you probably getting different attention. Would you
Yeah.
agree?
No, I totally agree.
I could see, yeah, because it's like this, I don't know. I think there's like definitely a stigma with it that has to do with like having hair that is more biracial looking.
Yeah, and the people eat it up. People really do. It's kind of sick, actually.
It is.
It's like a mental illness. I swear.
What is happening? That's like really. Yeah. So I mean, she's 100% right. Like you do get different attention with like different styles. But now her question is she wrong for like preferring that? And for me, I think that you're not wrong, like for preferring what you prefer. Like, I mean, feel how, like, whatever way you feel is the right way to feel, Miss Tab. I love watching that.
Tab time.
Tab time. So you're not wrong for feeling what you feel. Like, where I think it kind of gets sticky is if that style does not feel like you, if you don't feel like you when you're wearing it, and you're doing it specifically because you like the attention that you're getting, I think that's where it kind of gets sticky. Now, whether or not that's the right thing to do, that is up to you to decide. But I think,
I agree.
Yeah. And I mean, I think there's another aspect to it too, like trying to get certain attention and like using it to your advantage is smart, but I would keep in mind to like also make sure you're feeling like you're being you.
Definitely. I would give the same advice. It's like,
yeah,
I am very results oriented. So I'm like, okay. If I can, like, if I want a certain result and what I'm doing is not getting me the result that I want, I'm like, okay, gotta change it. But at the same time, I have to make sure that I'm staying true to my core values. So I'm like, I feel like as long as I feel like I'm staying true to my core values, then whatever needs to change can change, because like I'm still me.
Yeah, that's fair. Like if you still feel like you're you, like it's still your, like regardless of if it's your hair or not, but like it's still your hair. It's still like if you like how it feels, if you like it, if you genuinely like it, why not wear it how you want to wear it, especially if it gets you the results.
Exactly. And there's nothing wrong with wanting attention, especially from men, because I hate how like in today's society, like they try to make women feel like if they want any type of loving relationship or, they want any type of attention from the opposite sex, then they're just giving into like the patriarchal system of the world. And it's just like, it's human nature. It's like we as humans want companionship. And if you feel like doing something a little bit different will help you get the type of companion that you want, why not?
I completely agree.
I feel like if it makes you feel closer to you, it's making you, it's getting you closer to your goals. It's getting you, and you don't feel like you're trying to pretend to be somebody else.
Right.
Then you're golden.
You got it.
Yes.
Yay. But that's it, guys. Yeah. So I guess bye. Bye. Bye.
Please don't forget to like, download, subscribe, rate the Getting It Wrong podcast. If you have any questions you want to send to us, you can send it to gettingitwrongpod@gmail.com. And you can follow us on social media too. Our IG is at Getting It Wrong Pod. Our Twitter is at gettingit_wrong. And you can follow us on Facebook as well. We're everywhere. We really appreciate you guys doing that, because if you like us, that helps other people find us and like us too. Talk to you guys later. Bye.